Welcome everybody, this is Nick with O3 Drop. It has been forever and I definitely apologize for that. Starting a new job and everything, I've been pretty busy lately. But I think today makes up for it because I have probably one of the spiciest decks that I've ever made in my entire life right here. So just looking at this list, you may be kind of confused. Honestly, if I didn't know what it was, I'd be pretty confused myself because it looks like just a bunch of random cards thrown together, but it's actually pretty damn good. So here's the whole idea of this deck. What you want to do is you want to kill your opponent without them awakening. That is your main goal. Obviously, in this meta, thanks to Captain Ginyu, sometimes that can be pretty hard if people at your locals play a ton of meta stuff. But otherwise, it actually works a fair amount of the time. And as a matter of fact, I should be posting some other videos of some gameplay with this deck, and it actually worked out pretty well in those games. So here's the idea. You want to leave your opponent at either 5 or 6 life, and then if they're at 6, then on the turn when you want to go for a game, you have to swing with a different battle card first. If they're at 5, then you're just good to go. So once you get them to 5 life, you swing with your leader. If they don't negate, then you activate your leader's ability. So what this Gohan does, on his awaken side, if there's a Goku in your discard pile or your drop area, you gain 5k. Obviously there's not a single non-GT Goku in this deck, so you're never going to get that, no big deal. But on your awaken side, you remove all the cards from your drop from the game, you gain 5,000 in triple strike, and if you don't win on this turn, then you automatically lose. So what you do is you get your opponent to 5 life, you swing with your leader, you use the ability, assuming they don't negate or block, and keep in mind too, the ability is activate battle, so that means it happens during your combo step. So it doesn't, you don't have to do it before they declare negates or blockers. It happens during your combo step because it is an activate battle. One other thing too is I believe it was actually ruled that you have to have at least one card in your drop because it does say to send the cards in your drop or remove them from game. And so if you use the black card like Scientist Fu right beforehand, then you actually can't do it. You have to have at least one card in the drop. I do believe that's still the ruling, but that's not normally a problem. Honestly, I think I normally played food during my setup turns, if anything, so it was never really an issue. So anyway, so you get them to 5, you swing with your leader, you use the ability, and basically at that point you'll pretty much combo almost your entire hand, as long as it, basically anything that's a free 5k or your super combo, you'll just combo straight from your hand. Normally you'll get up pretty high. In your opponent's mind, your opponent's normally like, well, I still have 2 life left, I don't know what this dude's doing, so okay, I'll go ahead and take the 3. And then you evolve hit, and you just win the game automatically. So this is a turn 5 kill deck. I think one of the hardest things about it is, especially from me going from SS3 Goku to this, normally I'm used to swinging on pretty much every single turn. So it was weird to me to basically swing with one Kaba and call it a day. Like that's pretty strange to me. And the problem is you don't necessarily want to leave your opponent at 5 life because then they just have to have one card that takes the life. So if they're playing the Mass Saiyan that takes a life, or a Kaba, or pretty much anything that takes 1 life, like they're just going to awaken. So normally I left them at 6 just to be safe. So yeah, so turns 1, 2, and 3 you'll just kind of set up. You'll play your Kabas, you'll play the Pans, you'll play Mighty Mask, stuff like that. Honestly, I don't think I ever played Trunks. But yeah, the Pan is actually pretty useful. You can combo with it and then give your leader 5k plus another 5k. Realistically, you don't have to run this. You can probably replace this with a different one. The important thing is, though, whatever you replace it with needs to be a free 5k, because you need a ton of those in this deck so you can swing for game when you want to. The Kabas, it's just to help you take a life if you need to, and early double strike is always good. The Mighty Mask is actually really good because it lets you go get 1 Goten and 1 Trunks, and that actually saved me because I played against a Ginyu Veggie deck, and the only reason that I even had a chance to win and the only reason I won was because I was able to get all 3 of my Gotens, and it was because of Mighty Mask. So that was really good. I threw Trunks in here just because he's a free 5k and he's a 2-drop, which this deck, I mean, it's got other 2-drops it can run, but, you know, another red 2-drop. Plus critical is always nice if you can deny your opponent a card. I was also, I think when I first made the deck too, I was considering the chain attack Trunks. And so I ended up taking chain attack out because I don't want to play that on turn 4. I want to play something else. But I did leave this in though. So then we have the 3-drop hit. To be honest, I really like his effect in this deck because you can basically make sure he doesn't die. But honestly, I never really needed him. The foreseeing hit was easy enough to cast, and it was normally so good that I just didn't need the other hit. However, I would leave this in at least 3, if not 4, just because if it ever comes down to it's a really long game, like let's say your opponent constantly negates your leader attacks or something like that. If you ever get to that point and you finally end up needing the hit, you know, it's something that's cheap. It's only 3 energies, so yeah, I'd probably keep it. Foreseeing hit, probably the MVP of the deck. So what you do with this guy is on your 4th turn, assuming you have Lightning Fast in your hand, you play him on turn 4. Tap out, it's okay. Normally you have some of your Trunkses that you can save. It's not a big deal. And whenever you look at their hand, you basically take out any cards that could pop hit. So I know in one of the matches I recorded, I actually took away a Beerus, and so like they couldn't pop the hit because I removed their Beerus for the turn. And so yeah, you use him to basically get rid of any of their removal. And then you're not going to swing with him, so they can't swing back on him. Obviously with a few exceptions, but for the most part. Then we have Topo. Free body. Again, a lot of times you want to leave them at 6. So if the turn before you go for the free kill, or for the kill, you have the 2 energies open, you can use this as a negate, and then that gives you the 1 swing to put them from 6 to 5. Combo Goku, you just need to draw. That's pretty obvious. With the leader not having a self-awaken or any way to really draw other than the swing and the awaken, you really need something to help you draw a bit, which is part of the reason why I picked the Pan over some other 1 or 2 drops. Same thing with this Goku. Combo 10k, draw a card, always nice. So then we have probably my favorite card in the deck, the Lightning Fast Hit. I have been trying to find a deck where this could be good since it came out in set 1. And some mild success here and there, but honestly I think this is my favorite deck with it. It's so much fun. Then we have the Goten and the Trunks. Obviously the Goten you're going to use to pop stuff. Against veggies, I used it to pop the veggies. Against some other decks, I used it to pop random stuff here and there. It's not bad. If you're playing a best of 3 tournament, you might even be able to side these out for something else. But yeah, it is what it is. Then the Trunks, obviously your super combo. Now, TN is very important because you have to awaken. You can't use your ability until you awaken. And so you really want the TN in the deck, because even if he ends up making you go down to 3 or something to be able to use his ability to awaken, it's not the worst thing in the world. Plus he does pop something for you too. So that's really good against, even with veggies. On your 2nd turn you swing, combo the TN, put him out, and then use his ability to pop some of the veggies. So yeah, he's a really good card. I only put in 3 just because it's something that you have to see. Like, you have to have that card. The reason I didn't go with 4 though is because he does cost 2 to combo with, and you don't really need or want green energy. So your best bet is to just run into one of these. If you do run into a 2nd, you can charge him as a green source. Because again, you only need 3 reds for Lightning Fast Hit. So as long as you have 3 reds by turn 5, you're fine, which is really easy. So then we have the Scientist Fu. So one thing about this deck is there's no way to manipulate your energies to like stand stuff back up. So you have to be very careful when you tap out. And so a lot of times if you do tap out, you end up having to combo with quite a few cards from your hand because they're all 5Ks. And so it is possible for your hand to kind of dwindle a little bit. And so that's why I like the Scientist Fu, because you can basically use that to regain some cards back. And then finally Vados. I really like the Vados in here just because if for some reason I do have to swing with hit, on their turn I can just negate and stand the hit back up. So that's what the Vados is in for. So yeah, this is the deck. Obviously, I don't have a side deck for this yet. I've only played it once, and it was at a best of one tournament. I did go 3-0 with it, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, probably with some more updates in the future. Just keep looking back. Again, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry it's been so long. I'm about to put out some more videos tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think.